Hey everybody. I'm just oh my god. That scared the crap out of me. That's why that's my ringtone. I am probably going to get a cup of coffee here in a second. There's this thing I got an email saying I can go from um, a public stream to members only by clicking some button in the chat, and I don't see it. Um, yeah, I don't know where this button is supposed to be. So I was going to try to do that. If I could figure it out while we're doing this, we will jump into things. Um, but yeah, there's a lot going on. I almost completely forgot to go live because I was going back and forth with my cinematographer and getting news. Some of it good, some of it not. But that's what this part of life is like. Which is weird because this is why. What the hell? No, it's okay. We'll do that at a different time. Okay, so we have this button here, this button here, this button here, and this button here. Whatever. Anyway, guys, hello. How are you doing today? We are going to be doing some stuff and chatting it up. What does this do? Oh. Oh, you have to schedule it? All right. Let's see. Um, starts in. Oh, that's weird. You can only do in 15-minute increments. So that means we will start that in 11 minutes. Oh my gosh. The things that we have to do. Okay. I'll I'll start a Q&A. Here you go. Wait. Yeah, let me ask this question to you all. Thomas, what's up, dude? How you doing? Boom. That is a Q&A thing, I guess. I don't know what happened here. Where did my live chat go? Okay, cool. Yeah, so one of the things that I have noticed is since I've been working on Black Star, my views and engagement on this channel have completely tanked, which kind of sucks. But I mean, it sucks for me, period. But it sucks to the extent that the people who watch this channel either don't care about me making a show, or it's just not anything that you guys are interested in. And if you guys aren't interested in it, like, I obviously won't waste my time making sure you guys can see the things that I'm doing and hear me talk about the things that I'm doing, as far as this goes. But if that's the case, I need more insight from you guys to know what you want to hear about, like what you want videos on and streams on and stuff. Because, like, my whole life has been absorbed by this, and it's like a 24-hour a day thing. So it's not quite like writing some poems or writing a chapter of a book or um, even like painting. It's like I have to be on all the time. And I know a lot of the like to do stuff and like tips and stuff like that have been lacking very much on my end, but that's just because like I've been slammed doing this stuff. And the other thing that's really weird is that all those tips videos I've done and stuff like that, like writing tips and creative tips, those don't get a lot of replay, which is weird because you would think that would be like evergreen content. But honestly, the only things that really get a lot of engagement, like right now, are videos I did like 10 years ago on very specific books or like DIY stuff that I used to do 100 years ago, or me talking shit or praising Ocean Vuong. Those are the only videos that seem to like anybody actually watches. Every once in a while, like a Bukowski video I do does really well. Like out of nowhere, like some old Bukowski video will get a bunch of play. So, but yeah, Thomas, what's going on with you, man? But as far as like things I can do on the channel that you guys are going to be interested in, let me know. Yeah, it's really bizarre. Like, and it might just be one of those things where different times a year, I don't even think that's true, but you know what I'm saying. So if there's something that you guys really want to see me like dive into and do, just let me know and I'll do those things. But if not, like I'm probably going to be spending the next so many weeks going over the next stupid thing that happened with Black Star, and exciting thing that happened with Black Star. So yeah. Let me see. 5. Huh. I'm gonna be on Corpse Cast tonight. We're gonna be talking movies and we're gonna be like reviewing a couple old Spanish horror movies and probably talking a bit of Black Star and stuff. I would say writing, books, and Black Star news. Okay. So, when you say writing, do you mean like just talking about writing, and books like me showing you guys books that I like and stuff? And Black Star news? I could probably do that. That should be pretty easy. Caitlin, what's up? How you doing? Let me see here. Oh. If we go over here, I've been working on the script. Because as you can see here, this big chunky like text, this is all out of the book. like out of the novel. I just like copy and pasted certain parts of it and then did the dialogue bits. And now I'm going through and taking out a lot of this stuff, writing the shooting script and just saying, like, this is what is being shot. This is what is being shot. Like, kind of like each line is like what each shot is. So I'm going through that and then adding the stuff that's not from the book. And in this scene right here, there's 2 new characters that aren't in the book, that aren't going to be in the book. So I was working on that. In fact, let me just show you. So this was the original first chapter of the book and the original first. Where's my thing here? First scene of the show. Okay. We have the old man and Jane and the phone ringing and all this stuff. And now we're doing this. So that whole bit is now been reduced to just this. And the old man is out of the first thing of the script here now because A, it's not needed, and B, that's just another person I have to pay that never really shows up again. And if they're never gonna show up again in air quotes, then they don't need to be here. So yeah, so we still have her like talking as if someone else is there, like saying when the phone rings, it's for me, like leave me the fuck alone kind of thing. But yeah, so that's kind of what's going on today. And then when I move this over to members, I'm going to kind of go over some of the like deal memo stuff I have to do and show you guys that, if that is an interesting thing for y'all, which I hope it is. Let's see. I'm doing fine working in me. Anything about writing books you like talking about? Okay, cool. Yeah. Caitlin, what are you doing? Working on me. Got it. As you should, man. As you fucking should. We should all be working on ourselves every day. Okay, so 5 o'clock my time now. That is about an hour earlier than I thought it was going to be. Okay. That's fine. And hey guys, if you haven't yet, go support Blackstar by going to igg.me/@/Blackstar the series, or click the link in the underneath and figure out how you can do that. That's fun. Kids are following me around, screaming for attention. I'm also screaming for your attention, Caitlin. Hello, Caitlin kids. Whoa. Hey, that was terrifying. I had someone stick their in my armpit. I was not expecting that. I'm trying. Okay, let's see. Fucking hell. Constantly doing stuff. I'm walking circles around my house while they follow me like little ducks. Only 3 home currently. That is honestly a very cute image. What are you doing? God. Oh, now I'm getting bit. That's amazing. Yeah, so I'm going to be on Corpse Cast tonight. I think that's a live stream on YouTube, or he does a video and then posts it on YouTube. But Corpse Cast has been on for years. Like, I was living in North Hollywood when I first heard him, and that was on episode 50. And North Hollywood would have been somewhere in between 2012 and 2016. So, yeah. And the only reason why I heard about him is because they were reviewing the first Creeperson album. And one of the co-hosts, the original co-host, was the drummer of this band I used to love called Die Monster Die, that Creeperson was on a couple compilation albums with, and then we did a split album with them. Great band. And when I lived in, I think it happened when I lived in LA, I found out that the singer had died, and that like broke my heart. He was a really good dude, and he was like a big champion for Creeperson. And me and him over the years, like, I mean, even back as far as like 2005, 2006, we were talking about doing like an acoustic album together. That would have been amazing. I wish we would have done that. But yeah, he had such a unique voice. But yeah, me and him, we both had a huge love of doo-wop. So we got along really good, talking old doo-wop shit. But anyway, that's a whole other thing. Oh man. But yeah, like the Flamingos and the Dell Vikings, and God, the Platters. There's all sorts of good stuff, man. Maybe I should have like a doo-wop day and just put some doo-wop on and type. That's actually really funny that came up, because I remember when I originally was writing the Black Star books, I would always listen to doo-wop when I was writing it. And then I would listen to some like real bubblegummy kind of shit. Like, what's that fucking dude's name? Is it Neil Sedaka or something like that? I would listen to that fool. Yeah. I don't know. Anyway. But yeah, all that old, like, 50s, early 60s shit was amazing. Have you been able to do any more painting? Not really. I had an idea of, because there's two more of the attention paintings I want to do. But what I really, really want to do right now is paint with oil, because I haven't painted with oil since I was in West Hollywood. And, but I keep going back and forth between, do I want to do some like really like thinned out oil painting, like really, really thin, like using a bunch of like linseed oil in the paint and a bunch of like mineral spirits or like turpentine. I don't want to use turpentine anymore since I almost died that one night. But, and just really thin the paint out to where it's just like stains instead of like actual like paint. But then at the same time, I really want to do some chunky oil paint, like super, super chunky. And like just like not globs, but just like really textured kind of things. And so then I sit there and I go, okay, what do I want to do? But then I'm like, oh, you know what I should do? I should probably get my inks out and start like on just like watercolor paper, do some like quick runs of ideas that I have to try to like formulate them more. And I start doing that. Like I start having that idea, but then I'm like, but that's not what I want to do. I want to paint with oil. Because honestly, there is nothing like the stink of oil paint. Like it just makes you feel like you're fucking painting. Just like having that smell in the air and on your hands and just like, God. And it's probably fucking toxic, and that's why I'm getting all excited about it. But it's just so nice. But also because of where I am and knowing that I'm only going to be here a couple more months. If I did something really chunky with oil paint, it's not going to dry by the time like I need to move. And moving all of my large paintings here was a fucking nightmare. And most of the oil paintings I had were dry, but there's this one painting I had that there was this one section of it where the oil paint wasn't drying. It was just like, and it wasn't like it was wet, it was just like not done. It just wasn't done yet. And trying to pack like one of the many U-Haul trucks to come up here with that painting in the back of a U-Haul truck in a way to where it wouldn't get damaged was such a fucking like it was really hard. And the sand paintings, because I think I even unwrapped the sand paintings on camera. But that was really hard because some of them, it wasn't like they were damaged, they were all fixable, but it was a fucking pain. It was a pain. So, but as far as painting goes, there is something that I'm kind of working out in my head, and I don't know how to explain it, but it's basically like taking my love of like Rothko and my love of Mondrian, and like I don't know if this is just me that thinks this. It probably isn't. But I've noticed like a pattern between the two. And if you look at their work, they're extremely different. But whether I've actually noticed a pattern that's there, or if like my inspiration merged something between those two artists, I feel like I'm on to what the next phase of my painting's going to be, like the next like series of what I do. But I'm still trying to finish cataloging and getting the forest through the trees paintings up on my site and the attention paintings up on my site. But I wanted to, because the forest through the trees series is basically done. Like I might go back to it at some point or whatever. But as far as I'm in that series, it's done right now. And the attention series, there's at least 2 more paintings. There might be some more. But I never finished the black sand paintings that I wanted to do out here. And talking about the black sand paintings, like I have a canvas that's I guess it's probably like 6 feet long. No, it's longer than that. I don't know. It's like 5 feet high, and it's 6 yards long. And I wanted to do like 2 or 3 more black sand paintings that were just huge on canvas that I would have to like stretch on frames at a later date. And I wanted to do them here, but because of the size of them and how messy those are when you're doing them, I wanted to do them outside. But it's been hot as shit all summer, and it's just now starting to cool off. Like the day before yesterday was the first day I didn't have to have the air conditioner on, and it's probably like 74 in here right now, and it's in the low 70s outside, and it's going to get into the high 60s next week is like the high for the day. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I might be able to actually start doing this shit. But the problem is that where this is, there is no windbreak to where I can do what I want to do and not have the wind either constantly like blowing on my shit or blowing shit on my shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of annoying. So I'm trying to come up with a way that I can protect what I'm doing from the elements, but also have the space to do it and the freedom to not feel like I'm going to fuck up somebody's shit by doing that. You know what I'm saying? So, and then I also wanted to do some more like Joshua Tree sand paintings, and just not do them like black, but that's all I really want to do. And beyond that, the only thing that I really want to do is I want to start playing with just black and white and doing really big layered black on white on black on white on black on white on black and white, and just like go to town doing that. But like very gestural, but also slightly geometric. I don't want to get stuck doing geometric shit, but the gestural is like my favorite thing in the world, but I'm getting to a point where I want my gestural stuff to be something. So it goes back to that whole argument that probably no one has actually ever had, but I think people have, where they try to say, well, there really isn't any there really isn't anything that is abstract. Anything that's abstract comes from something. So if you're painting an abstract painting, there has to be an origin for almost what we're looking at. Like, what was this? What are you deconstructing? What is the fucking thing? But then there's a part of me that's like, why does that matter? And it doesn't matter. But a lot of my super abstract stuff has just been purely gestural, meaning like there is nothing behind it. I'm just like raging out or exposing like my feelings, my rage, my happiness, my joy, my fucking anger, my pent up whatever. And how it comes up on the canvas is how it comes up. But there is a very heavy school of thought that is, even if you're doing gestural shit, those images that come up come from somewhere inside you. You know what I'm saying? Even if it seems like a total mistake and a total accident. And then you start talking about, is this an accident or was this like manifested? And then people start going back and forth with all this shit. And I say people because like I've heard people have these conversations and arguments. And then because like we are all sponges, when I hear people have discussions or arguments, I immediately internalize everything and I'm like, oh, how does this affect my work? How do these things that people say have anything to do with the art that I'm making? Like, am I doing this thing? And it's the same thing with writing. Like when you listen to too many like writing advice or writing tips or writing podcasts, if you listen to too much of this stuff, you end up listening to more and doing less because you're constantly like learning. So there just has to be a time when I'm doing stuff. And the bottom line of all of this is that where I am right now, like in this house, I don't feel comfortable enough to be as comfortable. You need to stop. Oh my God. Unbelievable. Somebody's needy. But you have to just do. And I'm sorry. And everything I want to do is hard because if I want to get my paints out and do anything, there is a lot of me having to get my paints out to do stuff. I have to set things up. I have to do. This is why having like a studio or a room where you can just create in is so important. Having, and then for writing too, like you need to have all your shit out and ready to go all the fucking time. So when inspiration strikes, you can just go. But here, like if I have inspiration striking, that means I have like 45 minutes now where I have to like cover everything up, put the tarps down, put the canvases, like the canvas drop cloth down, get all my paints out, make sure my brushes are ready to go, and do all the shit. because I can't just like walk into it and go, and I fucking hate that. But I don't want to fuck this place up, you know? Like this beautiful house that I'm living in has a bunch of furniture in it that like this the owners of this house use as an Airbnb. This is their business. So in my place in West Hollywood, it didn't bother me that much because I knew the guy whose house I was living in would eventually move out, and he already told me that he was going to be getting rid of all of the furniture that was in there anyway. So I felt way more open to fuck that place up. Although that's pretty fucked up. I don't mean it like that, but I did get some shit on some of the furniture and on the floor, but the stuff on the floor all came up, so that was good. The only thing that I really fucked up there was a patio, and it had some sort of like paint or epoxy like sealer on it, and I can't remember if it was. I think it was the turpentine. The turpentine got knocked over during a storm. Like the wind was blowing really hard and it knocked it over. And I didn't think anything of it because I figured that it was sealed because why the fuck not, right? But apparently it was leaking a little bit and it leaked around the bottle and then raised the epoxy around it. So that was a fuck up that needed to be fixed when the apartment got turned back over to the building. So there you go. So yeah, so to answer your question from like 20 minutes ago, Thomas, I have not been doing any painting, but I have a lot of images in my head that I want to paint. I'm just trying to figure out kind of the medium I want to use. Acrylic is fine. House paint is almost more fun because of how liquidy it is compared to acrylic paint. But I miss oil. Like I haven't done any oil anything, and I need some more brushes. Like there's some supplies I got to get. I need another mud box because I completely fucking destroyed the mud box that I was using when I was mixing the extra coarse pumice into my paint. So it's I could still use it, but if I'm using it for any light colors, like if you move some of the stuff around and like pull on the pumice parts that are in there, it's still wet underneath. And so I don't want to have like if I'm like putting a bunch of white paint in there to do something, suddenly have it look like I put a bunch of pepper in my paint and whatever. So I need another box. I mean, I guess I could use anything, but the mud box feels good in my hand. What the fuck? Oh, I had a hair tangled in my beard. But it feels good in my hand, and then it has these like metal things on the sides. Where is it? Oh, it's over there, and it's got a bunch of shit in it. So when you're cleaning off your brush or your palette knife or even like a stir stick, like it's a nice, I like using those. That's really fun. But honestly, I just need some new brushes. I'm not gonna lie, but the wonderful woman that I've been seeing doesn't clean her brushes, and most of her brushes are my brushes. And when she's here and painting, she will then not clean the brushes. So a bunch of my brushes that I used to love to use are now hard daggers of wood and chunk. So I need to get some new brushes, and I don't know. I'm not super like eager to run off and get some new brushes right now. But and it's stupid because these are brushes that are like $1 or like $2 or something like that. Like just like really big, wide, like paint brushes that you like get at Home Depot. Like those are kind of like my favorite brushes right now. Besides that, that 12, what do you call it, flathead. And then I got a bunch of new oil brushes that I was really excited about, but I haven't painted with oil in a really long time. And then plus just the whole thing, like how oil paint's combustible and linseed oil's combustible, and like you could burn your house down if you're not careful. And I just can only have one captain of the brushes. Right? Yeah. You shouldn't just let people willy-nilly use your brushes because they're going to make you pissed off about it. But yeah, I got all these really cool oil brushes over the last few months, and I haven't used any of them. Like I got really nice brushes, and I'm just waiting because I would love to get back to trying to do like portraits and like not necessarily realism, but like impressionism. I would love to like start playing with that more. But that's something I need a studio for. Like that's I need space. I need a space to do it. Like I paint right here. Yeah, I do all this shit, but like I need my shit out. And especially with oil paint, like I need something I could sit up and just walk over to one day and just like change a little thing or just add a little something and then come back to it a couple days later and then go, oh, because the oil paint's still going to be wet and I could still, play with it. Fat over lean, guys. Fat over lean. Just remember that. Man. But anyway, yeah, I just love the smell of oil paints. God, it smells so fucking good. Lots of fumes, lots of fumes. But anyway, so that's what's going on. I think I might need another cup of coffee. We might do a. Nope, that's not it. Here we go. We might do a members stream just to see if that thing actually works. I would love to see how that sets up. So we might try that here in a minute. Is that this? Yeah, that's this page. Okay, let me just set that up and just see how that works. It's so dumb you have to schedule it. Fuck it, we'll start it in 5 minutes. 5 minutes until you switch to members only. Oh my gosh, guys, FOMO is real. Get on this shit. Yeah, it's all channel members. Okay. So if you join the channel, you can come over with me and I'll go over all the legalese in my deal memos that I'm going to be sending out to the cast. Gosh, this is so exciting, isn't it? But yeah, and then I have to watch a couple raunchy Spanish vampire movies. And then we're just going to be doing a bunch of promo. So support Black Star. Go over to igg.me/@Black Star the series. Sorry, I forgot what I was saying right there. And help us meet our goal so we could shoot a few more days, and then we'll just keep doing that. We only have like 18 days left, guys. Isn't this crazy how this always happens? But the other thing about painting, Thomas, is that I want to paint some smaller paintings. I love painting big, giant paintings. That's one of my favorite things to do. But I feel like until I get like a studio space that I'm comfortable in, like I need to just paint small paintings, because like this is like, it's just very stressful, and moving them is stressful. And because of just the whole thing where my prices are in that weird limbo category where they're kind of too low for most galleries, but they're kind of too high for the people who would buy my things anyway. So like there's this just weird fucking thing. And so we're just doing that incremental rise. And then hopefully in January, when I start that program, I will be more involved in the gallery community somewhere. I just need some city somewhere to kind of champion my paintings, and then we'll go with that. But yeah, so that's what's going on. But yeah, I think I'm going to do some smaller paintings. Maybe I should just do that now. Not like right this second. I have like 1,000 things I have to do today. But I keep saying to myself, oh, tonight I'm going to just like put on some, jazz and start painting and shit. And then I want to always live stream it, like for members or something, but I can never figure out how to set up the camera for it, and that just fucking annoys the shit out of me. So anyway, so yeah, in 1 minute and 30 seconds, I guess we're going to members only. So this could be fun or it could be a shit show. I've never used this thing that it's wanting me to do. I don't know. But as far as painting goes, when we start shooting Black Star, I'm going to be able to like paint with light on like a dimensional canvas, and that's really fun. So I cannot wait to start doing that. This is going to be so warm. The show is going to be so fucking warm. Oh, it's going to be amazing. I can't wait. Can't wait. But yeah, so now I'm just sitting here staring at this 30-second ticker. This 30-second ticker. That's all I could think about. Now it's down to 23 seconds. This is fucking annoying. I don't know if I like doing this. Do you guys like this? Is this something you guys like? I mean, Thomas and Caitlin will still be here, so that's fine. But the other lurkers, I don't know. See you guys, I guess. What